folks, this is Brett here with Grafted Branch, and I'm just gonna do a little narration here of the video that we're preparing to show. This truck here is a rental that we rented. We're preparing for a trip to Wisconsin to plank out some logs for my sister-in-law, and so we rented this truck and just getting loaded up. And got my saw, or some of my stuff in there right there, and just getting ready for the trip. So that's what this video is about. This pile of the logs here is the logs that we need to plank, and they've got them sitting on a tarp just to keep them from sitting in mud. And then there's a pile there to the right is all firewood. So this is just showing you where we're starting from.
Alright, we're here at Don and Chris Coderman's, getting ready to cut some wood, and we'll plank out some stuff so we can make some furniture in the future. So I just wanted to show you where we started from.
Did I remind you?
So right here at this point, we pulled out a Burr Oak log that's about 14 feet long, and I'm cutting it in 8 foot and a 6 foot section, and then we'll get to planking. So this actually took a little longer to cut this than I was expecting. I don't think my chain was very sharp on that saw. So, and then you can also see right here in this video just how narrow of a space that we're going to be working in. It was really quite a challenge, and we should have took 20-30 minutes and just rearranged everything, but for some reason we didn't. So then we spent about 8 hours fighting it. So live and learn. So at this point, we've mounted a 2x8, I believe it is, to the top of the log. That we found it. They're having this house built, and we found it in the garage, and because we didn't really want to go purchase one, so we just screwed this down to the top of the log for our flat reference surface. And I've done this one other time, and it works just fine. And so this first cut goes really quickly because you're really not cutting much. And so yeah, that's part of the reason I sped it up here, just to hurry up and get it over with. But you'll see when we pull this board off, there was like three chunks of wood stuck to the board left, and some other pieces that we just kind of flattened a little bit. So, but it was enough for us to run the mill on for the second cut. So that was the main thing. That was what our goal was. So.
Flatter. It's flatter under it. Flatter?
That's interesting.
So another thing, if you watched our first planking video where we planked out that sycamore, I'll try really hard. This is new to me. I'll try to leave a link at the end of the video for that sycamore that we planked. But you'll notice in that video I didn't have the winch mounted to the sawmill that I have here. And so this is the first time using the winch, and it was a learning experience. I do believe it's helpful, but I don't think that it, at least for this log, not knowing what I was doing, I don't think it was the best place to start learning how to run the winch. So we had several things going on. I don't know if you noticed right there, the saw is almost up against the log and the firewood, and so that goes back to us just not having enough room again. And so it just left us several challenges that we had to work through. And so you know, it's, like I said, it's just a learning experience. This is I believe the second log ever for me to plank out with a chainsaw mill, so still learning. And I've done about 4 or 5 now, and I'm still learning. Probably be learning for the next 20 or 30. So, but at this point right here, the front bar on the mill is kind of coming up off the wood, so having Chris hold it down a little bit, and we're just fighting through it. It's, like I said, it's a learning experience, and I'm learning that I need to have more space is the number one thing. So here's one thing that I learned. I don't like being bent over the whole time that you're doing this. So I'm actually in the process of fixing that problem right now. I'm building a log cradle that will literally set the logs in and get them about 3 foot off the ground. Then I can stand up and do all this. So that'll be another video to come. But I'm about halfway through welding it up right now. So you'll see here I'm starting to figure out how this winch works and the speed that I need to crank it. And still you can see the tight little spot that we're working in there. It's a better view. And right in front of my head there on the ground, you can see those logs sticking out. And towards the end of this cut, you'll see me and Chris just finagling with the saw to get it to go around those. And it's something, once again, it's just something we should have dealt with in the first place. We could have moved this whole log pile that I'm sitting on here, we could have moved it over 5 feet with that cant that's right there at my back. Would have took us 10 or 15 minutes, and it would have made life so much easier. But it's just one of those things, working through the process, learning from your mistakes. It isn't until you sit back and watch the video you go, oh, why did I do that? So hopefully y'all watching this video will be a learning experience for you, and you'll see things that you can do to do it better than I did the first couple times. So we see my daughter is there at the end on the right, and she's having to hold the winch rope because we had some flimsy little cheapo fence posts that just kept bending. So she's actually holding on. She's being our anchor for the winch rope. And you can see right here is where we're fighting around those logs on the ground. So we're having to go at an extreme angle so we can tip it around there. And when you go at an angle like that, you leave different cut marks in your board, and it's just more stuff you've got to plane out and sand out, and so it's just makes more work in the future. And so the best thing to do is just to go nice and smooth and even all the way through the cut. Keep your speed up on your blade and just not wiggle back and forth like Chris is wiggling right there, which is the same thing I did several times. So, but hopefully this is all stuff that you guys will learn from. Right here, you'll notice I got to where we were down low enough and that log was close enough to me that I was able to just sit down on it, and Chris recognized what I was doing and moved everything out of my way so I could just slide right down the log. So it made things a lot more comfortable and went a whole lot smoother. So also right here, Chris is asking Ryan, Chris's future son-in-law, to put a wedge in the end just to keep the board from falling back down or leaning back down on the saw blade, so that way the saw can cut without being pinched. So it's good to do that, but you don't want to keep hammering the wedge in and pushing the boards apart, because then it'll once again give you crazy lines in your board that you're cutting. And so right here, I should have just told Ryan not to worry about putting in that second wedge, and but you know, I was concentrating on the saw and didn't really think about it at the time. So that's basically the end of day one. We finish out that plank. My camera, the battery died, so I don't think we have any more video. At least I can't find it. So, but yeah, the battery died, so we didn't get the rest of that cut or the final cut on tape. But there is another video that we will also link here that is ready, that will be coming out for the second day, where we did the 6-foot log, and just how that went. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.